Yeah, and welcome back. Sometimes it's not so bad to be a ministry or establish something that will gather people to worship God and us being leaders of those congregations. But have you ever intended to have 100% the clear mind of God of what would the ministry look like? Jesus makes it pretty clear about what would the ministry of Paul be like in the book of Acts 9:10, when he tells Ananias that this is my chosen instrument to proclaim my name to the Gentile and their king and to the people of Israel. I will show him how much he must suffer for the sake of my name. We need to understand what really prompts us in the ministry. Are we really good shepherds who are willing to die for the sheep as Jesus did? Or we just want to build our little kingdoms and we are so much desperate for the respect in the way that we are trying to distance ourselves with too much titles and a lot of protocol that have no power of God in them. Jesus reminds his disciples in the book of John 13:13 by saying, "You call me Lord and teacher, and you're doing it right because that's who I am. If I, the Lord and teacher, have washed your feet, you should be washing one another's feet." He goes on and says, no student is greater than their master. If they persecuted me, they will persecute you too. If they listen to me, they will listen to you too. In another way, Jesus tells them that if I humbly served people with this kind of humility, you should be also willing to do so, for you've received the Spirit that enabled me to do my work while I was on the earth. Paul cements it in the book of 2 Corinthians 11:9 by saying, when I was with you and needed something, I was not a burden to any one of you, for the Macedonian brothers supplied all my need. And I have kept myself from being a burden, and I will continue to do so. Paul reminds us not to load people in our churches with our lavished need. Instead, we should be focusing on nurturing their hearts, because we've received this gift of the Spirit that help us to demonstrate how God would have served them, how God would have served them, how Jesus would have served them if he were to be in the world today. May God bless you and help us all in reflecting whether are we really genuine in our calling. Is it because we want to be just having churches and congregations to lead? Is it because we just want to live this lavished life and become burden to people and then condemn them that they are not giving to the Lord? But deep down, we do know that it's all about our lavished need, because we just want to be having cars around. It's not a bad thing to have a car, but how do we get that car? Are we involving these church members to feel that burden, or we just want to be something or someone else that does not care? I think it's a good thing to understand that only the Spirit of the Lord can help us to take care of the sheep as good shepherd. If we can be willing to die for them, if we can be willing to die for the sheep, I don't think we will load the sheep with our lavished life that we want to live. May God help us. See you in the next video. Amen. All right.